Welcome, PyLadies Rivers mentees, to this explainer. I am so thrilled you're here. Let me just start by making a big promise to you today. Whether you've got a high-powered laptop sitting right in front of you, or you're holding an Android phone in the palm of your hand, you have absolutely everything you need to start writing, running, and honestly mastering Python. We're going to tackle all of this together side by side.
Okay, here's our shared itinerary for the day. We're looking at 2 paths, 1 skill, then environment setup, followed by code and packages. After that, the magic of debugging, some honest differences to expect, and finally, your first challenge.
So let's jump right into section 1. 2 paths, 1 skill. VS Code versus Pydroid 3.
Now I really want you to remember something crucial. The tool doesn't dictate the coder. We are all learning the exact same Python concepts here. If you have a laptop, you're going to be using Visual Studio Code or VS Code, which is an absolute desktop powerhouse. But if you only have a phone, you'll be using an app called Pydroid 3. And here is the beautiful part. Pydroid 3 gives you the exact same core experience. It's a completely free Python environment for Android that lets you write, run, and debug completely offline. No internet required once it's set up. It is the perfect fallback, and frankly, a totally fantastic tool in its own right.
Moving on to Section 2, Environment Setup, Getting Ready to Code.
Let's start with our laptop users. Setting up your workspace in VS Code is incredibly straightforward. You basically just need to install the official Python extension made by Microsoft. And that's literally it. When you do that, a super helpful tool called Pylance installs automatically right alongside it just to help you write better code. You'll just quickly check the bottom right of your status bar to confirm your Python interpreter is selected, and boom, you are ready to go.
For our Android users, well, your setup is just as easy. You'll head over to the Google Play Store and search for Pydroid 3. Go ahead and install that main free app. But, and listen up because this is a really important step, you also need to install a second companion app called the Pydroid repository plugin. You're going to need this later to easily install extra coding packages for our lessons, things like NumPy or Matplotlib.
Oh, and that brings up a tiny bit of housekeeping for our Pydroid users. You definitely want to make sure you have at least 250 to 300 megabytes of free storage on your device. See, Pydroid installs its own self-contained Python runtime right inside the app, so it really needs a little bit of room to breathe, especially as we get into those heavier libraries down the line.
All right, Section 3, Code and Packages, Running Your Scripts. Okay, running your first script is always super exciting, and both tools make it as simple as just finding a green play button. In VS Code, you'll see a green play arrow sitting right at the top right of your editor for a quick run. Or, you can just press F5 on your keyboard. On Pydroid 3, that green play button is waiting for you at the bottom right of your screen. You literally just tap it, and your output pops right up at the bottom, exactly like a terminal.
Now, eventually, we're going to want to add superpowers to our code, right? We do that by installing external packages. In VS Code, you'll use your integrated terminal down at the bottom of the screen and type standard commands like pip install numpy. Over in Pydroid 3, since it's a mobile interface, you'll tap the menu icon at the top left, select pip, tap install, and this is key. Make absolutely sure you check the box that says Use Pre-Built Libraries repository. Then you just type your package name and hit install. 2 different layouts, exact same result.
Which brings us to Section 4, the magic of debugging. Freeze time and inspect.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding what a breakpoint actually is. A breakpoint is literally your way of freezing time. It's a tool that pauses your program at a very specific line of code. Instead of the computer just reading the whole script in a millisecond, it stops exactly where you tell it to. This lets you inspect what is happening live. Trust me, it's way more powerful than just scattering print statements all over your code.
And placing a breakpoint is practically identical on both platforms. In VS Code, you just move your mouse over to the left gutter next to a line number and click. A little red dot will pop up. In Pydroid 3, you simply use your finger to tap next to the line number until that dot appears. The concept is exactly the same. Pause the program right here.
Now what's really interesting here is a tiny setup file you'll encounter in VS Code. It's called launch.json. See that highlighted just my code setting? Making sure this is set to true is kind of like putting guardrails on your debugger. It prevents you from accidentally diving way too deep into Python's internal, super complex library files when really we just want to look at our own simple loops and functions.
Once time is frozen, you get to actually step through it line by line. On a laptop, you have your hotkeys,
F10 to step over a line, F11 to step into a function to see how it works on the inside, Shift plus F11 to step out, and F5 to continue at normal speed until the next breakpoint. On Pydroid 3, you've got on-screen buttons that do the exact same things. You are essentially acting as the computer's brain, telling it exactly when to take the next step.
And while time is frozen, you get access to the absolute best part, the Variables panel. On the side of your screen, whether you're on a laptop or a phone, you can see every single piece of data in your program changing live. I mean, you can literally watch a list grow or a number increment right before your eyes. It is often so much more illuminating than just staring at static lines of code.
All right, Section 5, Honest Differences, Platform Realities.
Look, VS Code is a professional desktop-class editor. That means it comes with a ton of polish. It's got integrated Git and GitHub panels, incredible multi-cursor editing where you can type in like 5 places at once, and a super powerful command palette to search for anything. Pydroid users, you aren't going to have these specific bells and whistles, but honestly, that is totally expected and absolutely not something to worry about right now. We are here focusing on learning Python, not managing Git repositories.
And for our Pydroid 3 users, here is a very honest heads up straight from the source. Because Pydroid is running a full virtual environment on a mobile device, your phone is working really hard. If you're running long scripts, your phone might get a little warm. Also, because we are using the free version, you're definitely going to see some ads. If your phone gets hot or the app is struggling, just set it down and take a 5-minute break. It's just the app working hard. It is absolutely nothing you did wrong.
Finally, Section 6, your first challenge, freeze time. So, here is my challenge to every single one of you in the PyLadies Rivers cohort. I don't care if you're on a top-tier laptop or a 5-year-old Android phone. I want you to open your tool today, write a super simple 3-line script, and place one single breakpoint. Click the gutter or tap the screen, run that debugger, and watch your code pause for the very first time. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, so now it's time to use your superpower. Because once you can freeze time and see exactly how a computer thinks, what kind of incredible software are you going to build next?